Hi there, it's Julie Davison. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute open top pillow box Halloween treat. The star of the show, of course, is this cute little witch's hat. It's actually a clip in there. I got this idea from Janet Baker at Founder Circle, and it's really easy, so I'm going to show you how to make this and the entire box today. Let's go ahead and get started. To make the witch's hat, I used black glimmer paper, and I cut it out with three different punches. I used the tree punch for the top of the hat, and then for the base of the hat, I used the 2.5 inch circle punch, and first I punched a 1 inch circle from it. So we're going to start with the glimmer paper. I'm using one of the little mini clothespins, and I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue to put a line of glue onto the hat, and then I'm going to place it right in the middle of the hat like this, and then another line of glue on the other side and the other tree over the top of that. Okay, I'm going to let that dry while we do the bow. So I'm going to push that over to the side. And for the bow, I used the bow builder punch, and I punched pieces from the Happy Haunting paper. We're going to use glue dots to put the bow together. So I'm going to put one glue dot on each of these bigger pieces. This is going to be the bow, and I only need one. You're going to put it on the back side. And then on the little fish tails, I'm putting one on the front side. And the little rectangle, I'm going to put one on each end on the back side. Okay, I'm going to start by using a bone folder on the bow pieces just to help me curl it over. And I'm not really folding it over, I'm just sort of, I guess I'm folding it over, I'm just not creasing because I want that bow to be nice and round. Same thing on the other one. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and stick these to the fish tails. I need one more glue dot on the back, and I'm going to use that to put the two pieces together, and then the rectangle wraps around the whole thing to make the bow. Okay, so that's ready to put on our hat once the hat dries. The next step is to use the square pillow box die to cut the cardstock for the box. So this is the die set. It includes all these accessory dies and the shape for the pillow box. So we're going to use the pillow box die, and we're going to cut two pieces. I've done that with pumpkin pie cardstock from the Brights, and then I'm going to cut off the top of both of them using a pair of scissors. So this is how we get the open top box. If you wanted the box to be completely closed, you would leave these flaps intact. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-fold on the score lines. This one is a little tricky because it's got that round, but I find if you just start in the middle and then work to the edges to get your crease, that it usually works just fine. I find it helps to pre-fold so that the box comes together a lot easier. I'm going to use the Fast Fuse adhesive, and I want to make sure to cover the entire flap all the way to those little corners. And if you don't, you can use, if you don't get all the way, you can use a little glue dot there in the corner. But you want to make sure that it goes all the way to the corner so that it doesn't pucker. So I'm going to join the two sides like this. So I joined it to the side that did not have the flap. Okay, now we're going to put adhesive on the other flap. And I'm going to fold the flap over and put the ends of our box together. So easy. So then all we have to do is fold down the flap. So this is going to be the bottom of our box. The next thing we're going to do is the greeting, and I have a strip of white cardstock here that I'm going to use the triple banner punch to punch both ends. So this is a 1 inch wide piece of cardstock. And I'm using a stamp set called 6 Sayings. It's a hostess set from the holiday catalog. And this says Fabulous, so I'm going to stamp that in black ink in the middle of the banner. Beautiful. And now that's ready to go on the front of the box. On my box, I use the spiderweb doilies. However, if you don't have these, and you may not because they have been back ordered, you can use a regular doily and just dye it black. So I just took this tea lace doily and I put it right on the black ink pad to dye it black. And then I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just go ahead and cut it in half. So I'll get the same look that I did from the spiderweb doily. And it's black, so it'll still go with our Halloween theme. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of the Fabulous. I'm going to do this at the bottom to glue that doily on. And then I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals to stick this onto the box. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the box is rounded, I'm going to use a few extra dimensionals and stick that across the center of our box. Alright, now it's ready for the witch's hat, so let's go ahead and finish that off. We're ready to finish up our witch's hat. The glue has all dried, and we're going to use glue dots to stick the top of the hat onto the circle. So I'm putting glue dots in 3 places on each tree. I'm going to put them on each corner and on the tree trunk. So here you can see I've got 1, 2, 3 glue dots. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Each corner. And then I'm going to put the Christmas tree up through the circle and push it in as far as it will go. So it's going to start kind of curling and turning. And then I'm going to kind of fold the witch's hat. And then I'm scooting as I'm going here. I'm going to kind of fold it and stick those glue dots to the inside of the circle. You can use whatever adhesive you like. I like the glue dots because I think they're easy to place and they stick very well. So I've got sort of my curly witch's hat there, and then the clip will clip it on to where it needs to go. So the last touch then is just to add the bow to the front. So again, I'm going to come back to my glue dots, and I'm going to put 1 glue dot right in the middle of the bow and stick it onto the hat. Okay, so there's the finished hat. I'm going to stick that onto our box, and there is our finished Halloween treat container. So this is the one using the tea lace doilies, and if you have the spiderweb doilies, it looks super cute as well. If you want to add one cute little festive touch, I used the September paper pumpkin kit to create a broom, and you can add that to your box to make it look even more festive for Halloween. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project and that you'll give it a try at home. Happy stamping!